Hello and welcome to my channel. I am Clement and welcome to Finance 101. These days here all over the place, people was talking about how they are in debt and how much money they own when they come to school, how much debt they have, carry on, and so forth and so forth. So by the time that you enter college and finish, you're already in so much debt that the money you're making is not enough to cover everything that you own. So what can we do to prevent this? Well, if you're like me, then in the beginning when I was younger, I wish I had someone to explain how to take care of my finance. Like I got myself into credit card debt just because when I was younger, well, you're 16, 17 years old and you get a credit card. Why not? You just go buy what you need. Feel like me when I was that age, I used to be into like souping up my car, so I just used the credit card to do that, and then it didn't even occur to me that I have to pay back, and I had no idea that if you mess up your credit, especially if you live in the Western world, like I live in Canada and the USA, it's very important to have a good credit because having money in the bank is not even as important as having a good credit card. It's not important as, having a good credit if you live in the Western world. So what can you do? Well, it's better, the earliest you learn, the better it's going to serve you for the rest of your life, and you get to some point of age that you start thinking about your retirement and how much money you need. And do you know the average person these days, say you are like 20 years old, 30 years old now, you're probably going to need about $2.5 million to live comfortably when you do retire. So what are some of the steps can you take to make sure that you're lined up properly for your future and not having to be one of those people these days when you go to Walmart and these places, they're the one checking your receipt and greeting you when you come in, just because I'm not saying it's no fault of anybody, but it's better that you take your own finance in your own hand and take care of it, and so you don't have to suffer later on. So that's just what the term is live within your means. It is all about you can budget what you need to do, or set your goals, how much money you want to save every month. And it's a funny story is when I first started putting money in RSP, and I was thinking about buying a house later on down the line. So I remember first thing I did, I'm like, wow, it's going to be so hard to start saving money. So I started putting $15 every week away. Can you believe it? $15. That's how much I was putting away when I first started with my RSP, because if you live in Canada, I think it'll be the same thing for the States. You can use your RSP to your retirement savings plan to purchase your first house without paying any penalties on it. So in a way for me, it kind of forced me to save, because if I put the money there, if I take it out, it's a huge penalty that I have to pay on top of it, and I don't want to pay the penalty. So I will leave the money alone. And it also help if you're going to start saving to have a different branch or some kind of a bank, preferably if you can have no access to it. Like I use the one I use, for example, is it's a company called Tangerine, where I put my savings there. But because I don't have a bank card, I can only transfer the money back to my bank account, and you can transfer back and forth. Just having that alone, if I want to purchase something, I'm there at that moment and I'm not able to buy. I'm one of those people, I come home, I probably forget about it. It's too much work that I wouldn't even bother transferring the money back to go buy it. So that would really help you save money too. And okay, so we're just going to leave that for now. And in the second episode of Finance 101, we will talk about, is it good to have savings by the same time being in debt? Like I always say, use it or lose it. You got a brain to use, it's there for purpose. If you plan your life properly, you enjoy later on in your life when you have all the time in the world to enjoy.